become the #1 contender to the Impact World Championship. Dragging screws for everyone, courtesy of Alex Shelley. Oh, and the cutter! Uemura with a crossbody for the chicken wing! Chicken wing!
Center of the ring, but look out!
Oh, Boston knee party!
But there's Moose with the spear!
Oh, and a super kick to Uemura! Shell shock! Shell shock!
Could
Shelley!
it be?
Shelley is the #1 contender to the Impact World title!
You see that? 20 years, man. How about it, huh?
It's your time.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to do it for you. For you.
So I've been crafting the legacy of Alex Shelley for over 2 decades now, and it's not going easy. And there were forces that were very resistant to change, but I changed them. I didn't change them alone, but I did change them.
I feel like nothing's really lined up, has it? Like, nothing's really lined up in order for me to declare my dominance over the pro wrestling world as a singles competitor. I've done it all in tags. I've really done it all in this industry. But now, on paper, I'm my best self, and I'm the #1 contender. Oh man, it's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel so damn good when I win that belt, and I can hold it up, and I can say you to everybody who doubted me. And I can say no matter what you said, no matter what you thought, I defied every sense of logic because a guy like me was never supposed to be world champion. That's what I think about that. The times have changed and they've taken 20 years, but they changed and I forced them to do so. That's why it's my belt. Not Maclin's, not Josh Alexander's, not Kurt Angle's, not AJ Styles, not Jeff Jarrett's, not a business. My belt, my company, my generation.
KIA! Once forgotten, now always remembered as a world champion!
Rebellion was a culmination of 2 years. That's what that was. 2 years from the day that I stepped foot in Impact Wrestling, that I told every single person what my goal was. And that was to become the Impact World Champion. What has changed since I've won the Impact World title? The constant reminder that I tell myself.
Became world champion because somebody else got hurt.
That I won a title that was vacated from the longest reigning Impact World Champion in history. But yet I won that because that match could have been Kushida all along. And since beating Kushida at Rebellion, I have had opponent after opponent lining up. My first title defense was against Rhino, the War Machine, and what happened?
More by Maclin to Rhino! Maclin retains his Impact World Championship!
Tagged and bagged. PCO at Under Siege, and what happened?
Steve Maclin is no stranger to violence.
It's a no disqualification matchup. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission in the ring. Maclin, went for the scud, but he's shot down by PCO. PCO writhing in pain. KIA, skull first into the cinder blocks. Mercifully, it's over. Maclin had a damn near kill PCO to retain his Impact World title.
Scott D'Amore, get your ass out here.
Steve Maclin still wants D'Amore to come out here and strap the title around his waist. Bully Ray wrapping a strap around the throat of Scott D'Amore. 2 men who want to destroy Scott D'Amore. Ray won't do this. Oh, you son of a bitch! Maclin assaulting PCO with the title belt. It's the Motor City Machine Guns. Shelley and Saban. Oh, no, God, no, not this. Maclin setting up D'Amore. You absolute bastards! Ladies and gentlemen, I don't quite know how to put all of this into words. What we saw tonight was hell on earth.
This is what this is about. The Impact World title. This means everything. My blood for no one. My blood for me. Every time I step foot out that curtain, it is for me and no one else, because my back is against the wall, and it will always be against the wall, no matter who it is, what it is do or die. Tag 'em, bag 'em, and mayhem for all. Yes, I have a lot going on as the world champion. Again, people are coming from every direction trying to get me. I have Bully Ray to my left or my right, whatever side he wants to line up on. He has told me that at Slammiversary, he will be facing me for the Impact World title. I love that what if, but there is a but, because if you do go on at Against All Odds and win that #1 contendership, I am more than happy to be your opponent. And I'm not looking over Alex Shelley at all. Again, he is a generational talent. He is one of the best professional wrestlers in this world, and it has been said over and over again by every single person in every locker room around the world.
Come against all odds, Alex Shelley will be challenging Maclin for the Impact World title.
The fact is, you aren't the #1 contender to the World Championship. I am. Another fact, you aren't walking out of Against All Odds World Champion. I am.
Do you think you can beat him?
Yep.
After 20 years of Alex Shelley proving to the whole world that you are one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Yep.
Yep.
The difference between Alex Shelley and I is, when I get my moment, I don't fold under the pressure. I don't drop the ball when it comes to the world title.
Against Josh Alexander, when you had the shot at this title, you dropped the ball again. So at Against All Odds, what makes you think it's gonna be any different against me?
August 2022, I had my first world title match against Josh Alexander. You go into your world title match, and you know that there's a small chance you could lose, but you believe there's a much, much greater chance that this is your time and you're gonna be world champion, and it doesn't happen. Do you know how gut-wrenching that is? Obviously, I've been with this company throughout the past 2 decades, and I've seen every world champion. AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Sting, Samoa Joe, Jeff Jarrett, you name them. I was here when they were world champion. I can honestly say, as far as the spirit of Impact Wrestling goes and what this company's core beliefs are, they're best represented by Josh Alexander. Losing to him wasn't so much a loss as it was a learning experience, because I figured out what I needed to do in order to become a caliber of wrestler that could actually hold that belt.
Because quite frankly, Steven, you're no Josh Alexander. And deep down, you know, if Josh Alexander had never gotten hurt, you would have never touched this. Bully, I don't know what you're laughing about over there. Last time I checked, Josh Alexander beat your ass too. He didn't just beat your ass, he made you tap out.
Tensions running high between champion and challenger as we approach their Impact World title match at Against All Odds.
I keep saying 20 years. Within that amount of time, do you realize how many talents I've cultivated? Do you realize how many generations I have and continue to raise? And I'm raising them into world champions. Let's make a list. Tyler Black, Seth Rollins, Kazuchika Okada, Johnny Gargano, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, Jay White, Jonathan Gresham. I helped elevate Chris Sabin's game, Trey Miguel. At what point do I draw a line in the sand and I say, I'm gonna do it for myself? This time it's for me. This time I become world champion. I'm not saying Steve Maclin is not a deserving champion. He's not a better wrestler than me. He's not world championship material, and I'm gonna prove it.
What I did in 2 years, he hasn't done in 20. I am going to prove again that Alex Shelley can win the big one. And it will be tag 'em, bag 'em, and mayhem for all.